This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, just for the documents, we will get some documents to read, like after the session or during the session.
Yes, Mike, I'll be providing you the documents for reading actually. I'll not provide you. So I'll just, after completing the topic, I'll just provide you the document or PPT to you. So,
Okay.
and what I do is nothing but while taking the session itself, I'll give summarize the points. So I'll just share with you during the session itself sometimes.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Thank you.
and
Thank you very much.
and you, what you can do is nothing but even you can able to write the things like meanwhile when I'm telling or something, when you can also note it down. So
Yeah. Yeah.
everything. So it's like we move on to your convenient actually, because it is one-on-one, right? So it is entirely depend on your convenience. So as you wish. So if
Okay.
it's like,
Okay.
so I need to consider others, but so I am okay with anything. So if you want to dictate the notes, if you want to share, I'll share it at the meanwhile in the class. So as we go on, what you say, we'll do that as you're comfortable.
Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay. And do you understand what is a class, what is an object, these things? Do you understand, or you want me to give
Yeah.
some clarity on it?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I know some like basics, but I would like to go through with you. Like it's like because for me, I was like doing a manual. I'm a QA,
Okay.
so I was like I was doing like manual testing for like several years, and
Okay.
then I worked also like one more maybe sometime for a while for like a performance testing using LoadRunner. Yeah, but
Okay.
I did not do like a lot of coding actually. So I use some which the like how to say, because it's different when like I'm using LoadRunner, the like
I
yeah,
understand.
yeah. So, but because the purpose why I want to to get a good understanding about the Java
Okay.
is for for my like future career, because a lot of applications are coded in Java, and because I think if you want to be very good at performance testing, you should also understand well. Yeah,
Okay.
so that's why.
Yes.
That's I want to get a good understanding about Java, like
Okay.
then yeah, when I think it will be beneficial for me in
Oh,
in future as like a performance tester. Yeah.
I
So
understand.
yeah. So uh, I don't know for the batch is going on right now also, right? Suya, you have like a batch class, right? With
Yes,
your some.
yes.
Okay,
There is
okay.
that class which is now going on.
Sure.
But
So
you said that you want this up like one-on-one session, right?
yeah. That's true. That's true. But for it's a beginner level, right? For them also, it's a beginner level, or it's a the batch you are going on is a beginner level like students, or it's like a
There are
intermediate. It's a
so
beginner.
I was taking one-on-one session with one more Daniel or one more person actually. So for him, like it was like half the session was completed, and
Uh,
right now I was starting a new batch actually. It was just like 2 days was happened for that.
so
If
I
you
mean
have,
that one, which level is the current batch? It's it's a always it's a beginner level, right? For
no,
Java.
so generally you have like a experience, right? So there will be people with the beginners as well as experience. So, but whatever you have, I'll be taking it, considering it as a beginner only. So I'll be, for example,
Uh,
if it is not one-on-one session, so I'll be considering everyone as a beginners, and I'll be telling it as a basic.
Oh, I see. Okay. I got you. So sure. Yeah. For me, I also want to go as like a beginner level. Yeah. Same like yeah.
Yes. So we will go, we will see that, Daniel. So sorry, we will see that, Mike. So as you wish, we'll continue with that.
Yeah. Sure.
Uh, so Okay. You can able to see my screen, right?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. So I think you have saw my video also, but I'll be just telling you the little about class and object, so we can go more on that again, right?
Yeah, sure, sure.
So generally, what I have told in that demo class is nothing but for any program you do any programming language is nothing but to simplify the things. So Java has its own advantages, like you can, but C has some disadvantages, like it was a platform dependent, and you cannot run that same code in all the platforms. And when it comes to the Java, you can run that in any platforms, and it's like and not only platform independent. There are a lot of advantages that you have other than when compared to C, like it was the security issues or the coding part when it comes to coding part. So you have a lot of concepts which are introduced in Java, which makes you to do the developing very easy. So and why you go for Java even because with the Java you can able to develop all kind of applications like now when you want to develop an application enterprise application you can do it, you can do a mobile based application, and even the testing kind of even the testing needs the Java, right?
Yeah,
So that's the reason it has its own thing. For example, when you want to do a frameworks like with a Spring, so the base thing is nothing but do you need a core Java. So what I have like 5+ years of experience. Like for example, if a guy with in an IT with 10 years of experience, also the base thing that you need to understand is nothing but your core Java. So when you are very good with the basics of core Java, you can able to uh, then you can able to understand the frameworks or everything very easy. So base is nothing but the core Java. So I'll be taking my teachings will be in the perspective like in the industry standard. So for example, core Java is nothing but like it's lot, but I'll be morely concentrating on the industry perspective where your core Java has been used. For example, when you see exception handling as well as multi-threading, these are the concepts which were used more in the industries. IT when you do a real-time project. So I'll be concentrating more on that, and I'll be telling you in that perspective, right? So at the end of the day, even you are looking for an IT developer where you want to do an application level, right, Mike?
yes, yeah. Sorry. Could you repeat your question, please?
Okay, and so and one more thing, if my voice is fast or something, please let me know because it is one
Okay.
on one. So
Yeah.
is it whatever I'm telling, is it this fine or you want me to reduce that voice? So
Yeah.
the speed,
The
little.
the word, yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. Just
Okay.
could you like maybe slow down a little bit, like for me
Yes,
to
yes,
follow, just to follow.
yes. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what
Sorry.
I.
Yeah.
So that's what I said you because I'll be slow down then.
Okay.
And
Okay. Thank you.
and you will be for every session you will be getting the recording, Mike. After completing the session, you get the recordings even.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
okay, what I'm telling is my teaching of Java will be like more concentrating on industry perspective. So when you do a real-time projects, where you use core Java in that perspective only I'll be teaching. So your core Java will have a lot of concepts like you have many things, right? So but there are few concepts which are used more in core Java. So that concepts I'll be using, I'll be concentrating more in that. So for example, you will be using this exception handling or multi-threading. So this I'll be concentrating more because these are the things that were used more in the industry. And what I asked you is nothing but even you are looking for an industry perspective, right? So you want to learn a Java where you do a real-time applications. Is it right, Mike?
Yeah. That's what exactly what I want to discuss with you, Suya. Uh, I for the project, because for the like practice part, what we will go on like for our course, like for the like for I mean for the project, because I do want like to like after like learn the Java from you. I do want to like also to practice at my side. Like
Yes.
so,
Oh, yes.
yeah, because I talked briefly with Kuma. He told me there will be some small project, right? Or like what like just curious about the like how to say that the assignment about the project part.
No, no. So after learning all these concepts, we'll make a small project on this.
Oh, okay, 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 okay,
And
okay, okay.
I'll be doing so I'll be making a own project and I'll give some assignment to you. And so I'll be there with you. It will be, it's not like, for example, if you will finish the batch for 1 month or 2 months. So further, when you do the projects or if you are getting any doubts, I'll be with you. Right.
Sure,
So
sure. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thanks. I mean, just for our session, so basically, I will do the project at the end, right? Or there will be also some assignment during our session when it's going on,
yes, yes,
like
yes,
there.
yes,
Oh,
yes. So how my teachings will be, for example, I have taught you some theoretical session. So further theoretical session, definitely I'll give the real scenario of example, as well as I'll do coding execution, right? So for example, if we talk one
yeah, yeah.
topic,
Mm,
abstraction or some topic that we have learned in core Java. So for that, what we do is nothing but we will be having the practical session as well as we will be having the theoretical session, and I'll give some assignment for you even for that. So we'll
okay. Yeah.
all the things.
Okay, okay, sure, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
I
but
would like to, yeah, like if it's possible, I would like to have also some assignments like during when our session is going on, and I can, because in that way I can like I think I can remember well like when I like you like I
yes,
will try to finish your assignments and just to enhance, I think enhance my hands-on part.
yes, yes, yes.
And sorry, so yeah, to interrupt you about the time. So you were mentioning we can have like from the like a work day. Which time will be good for you? Like because I know now like it's in my morning and it's your evening, right?
Yes, yes. So
Like mm,
for
mm.
you this time is comfortable, Mike?
Uh, for me 11 it's like it's okay, it's okay like but I don't know if earlier will be good for you, like, or you can only have like 11 o'clock. Well, like
So,
if it's earlier it's good for you, or you have other things.
no, 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 not like I don't have other sessions. So what happens? I was not in only even I, as I told you that I was working, right? So even
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
so at 7:30 or sometimes I'll be having my status calls actually. So this
Oh,
status
I see.
calls that will be-
Mm, mm.
so it is not like every day I'll have that. So but
Okay.
what happens? It may be, I thought it may be clumsy, and if you make it 8:30, I felt it is good. So but you're feeling like you want to start at 10. So it's 1 hour before this. So
uh
then
Actually, for me, I prefer. I mean, just to do, because this is our first session, we can discuss the time. For
so,
me,
so what is
like
your preference then?
yeah,
Tell
yeah.
me then.
For me, preferred time will be like in the morning, like 9:30 a.m. or 10 a.m. Like a little bit earlier before this one. But I don't know. It also depends on you. Are you available for that, or like
Fine,
I
fine.
mean?
So then what we do is nothing but we'll make it as like 10 or 10:30 is fine for you, right?
10 uh, 10 a.m. is okay for you, like 10,
Okay,
or
10 it will. Uh, okay,
is
okay.
too early for you? It's too
Oh,
early.
okay, okay,
It's
okay,
okay.
Mike. So we'll go with
Okay.
10 a.m. So what
Yes,
happens is
yes.
nothing. We'll go from tomorrow also. We'll go with the 10 a.m. But
Yeah, yeah,
for
sure.
example, if there is any emergency, if there is any calls, and if my work's getting pending, so what we do is nothing but we'll shift that to 11 a.m.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Okay. Yeah, there is no issue for
So,
me. There
so
is
for
no
example,
issue for me.
for example, in a day from Monday to Friday, so we have the class between So for 3-4 days, assume that we had in 10 a.m. But on Thursday or Friday, there is some emergency work came for me. So in that case, I'll just make the shift to 1 hour after, right? So we'll have the pre-intimation for that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
it will be
Even
fine.
yeah. I'm totally fine with that. Yeah.
So mostly we'll have. So even if you want, we can have the tomorrow also class, but we'll have it 10 a.m. as you told. So it will be 7:30 IST in my place.
Yeah. So actually, I'm taking a PE, the performance session with Kuma now. Not
Okay.
Kuma, but yeah, that's because so the schedule for me now is on the weekend. It's from like only happening on Sunday and Saturday. The time is from for me it's like 9:30 to 10:30. That's why we have it like today 11 because I have a session like during the weekend. It's a little bit earlier. That's why. But
Okay.
yeah, but tomorrow like 11 like 11 a.m. for me is okay. Tomorrow like because I finished the session, but during the weekday 10 is
Okay.
I will have no problem. Yeah, just
Okay.
for tomorrow and we coming weekend if we can reschedule to 11. I don't know if it's okay for you.
Okay. Actually, tomorrow is Sunday, so any time is comfortable for me tomorrow.
Okay, no
Tomorrow
problem.
even
Yeah.
I don't have I have only session in the morning tomorrow, but in the
Uh,
evening, so morning at your place, so I don't have any
I see.
session. For me,
I see.
7 is
Oh,
fine, so 10 is fine, 11 is fine. It's up to you. So you just
okay.
so we can then based on that we can plan it.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Yeah, if you have time tomorrow, we can start at the same time today, 11 a.m. for me.
Okay.
For
Okay.
you, what's the time for you now? Like, I know
It's
it's like 9:30 p.m. something.
no, it's 8:30 p.m. 1 hour.
8:30. Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. That's okay. Yeah.
It's 8:30.
Okay.
So we can start this time tomorrow. On Monday
Yeah,
we'll start at your time.
10 a.m. Sure. No
Oh.
problem.
And as I told you, right? So whenever we go with the class, so every time there will be I'll be after completing the class. Even you can get the recording. So what you can do is nothing but you can just go through the class again. If you have any doubts, you can just verify that again. And
Okay,
even if
sure.
you want to ask in the next class.
Sure. Just Suya, like for curiosity, like what kind of like Java like application you like for your like experience? What kind of application you developed like before? Like just
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So in industry,
Because
what kind of applications I was asking?
because you know why I'm asking because I'm a performance tester, so
Okay.
that's why I'm interested
No
to
issues.
know that. I
I
yeah
have
because
worked with, yes. So I worked with different projects, Mike. So I have before I have worked with like a cargo application. So where it's like a transport of goods. It's an
uh,
LMS application. So like it's a transport of goods from
transportation like transportation
transportation of
application.
goods. So
Okay.
it's a transportation of goods through flights actually.
Okay.
So where I have worked with different, so when you do, it is not only you do with Java. So when it comes to technology, I worked with REST, SOAP, Spring, Hypernet backend. As an Hypernet front end, I worked with JS, React JS. So I was mixed into a lot of technology. So when you came as a developer, what happens, it is not like you fix to one technology. Whenever you move out of a company, out of a project, you have to do something, learn new. So every project will be unique.
Yeah.
You are so when you move with the projects or when you move with the companies, so obviously there will be a shift, there will be lot of deviation happens. So that made me to learn a lot of technologies. So but main course was Java. So middleware I have worked with the Java a lot, and I have given a lot of trainings in the Java. So more concentrating on Java, but even I have the touch of with many other technologies. So even I worked with that cargo again. I have worked with the banking application. So it's like a dashboard for a bank. It's an Italian bank. So where we have I'm the developer who will be developing a dashboard. Like if a customer comes to the place, he will be asking a query like if he wants to take the loan or he just want to open an account. So that dashboard, employee dashboard, I worked. So right now I was working as a in a like it will be the insurance company. Even this is also in US.
Okay.
This will be the insurance company. So I just don't. I should not be telling the clients. That's the reason I'm not telling you the names. So
Yeah,
it's a
sure. Yeah, sure.
so
Yeah, just
it will be
yeah, it's
given a
like it's a good experience. Yeah.
yes.
Mm.
So I worked with the insurance. So like different kinds of domains, different kinds of technology. So I have
Yeah.
even worked with some. Even I'll be doing a small case like a. Well, once I worked with a freelancing with my friend for like shopping application. He just want to develop an application for the this Amazon like that, right? So they were
Yeah.
developing some
Yes. Amazon. Yeah.
so they are just developing some application like that. So there are different platforms, different things I have.
I see. Yeah. So Java is very widely used.
So yes. So I've used Java in all the places. All the
Okay.
three projects I have Java.
Yeah.
Even there was Groovy and some other things also, but mostly I worked with the Java.
I see.
Dan,
Okay. Mm.
just a minute, my battery is getting down. I'll just put a charging. Give me a minute.
Okay. Sure.
Mike.
Yes.
Okay. So So I have told you already what is a class and what's an object, right? So, but a little more intro again. So if you see, class is something, a virtual thing, and an object where you use in a real entity. So when you want to develop an application for a software industry, your employees are an object. When you want to develop an application for a banking, so their employees, the bank employees will be an object. So as I told you, different projects I worked, right? So in you see the cargo application, your booking and your order, you have different objects in that. So when you worked with the insurance, you have so their domain, their objects. So every real entity they consider it as an object. And to represent an object, so inside an object you have a lot of things. Like you will be having the variables or you have the properties. So to combine that, you just put everything together in a class and you will be communicating between the classes again. So I told everything this in my demo. So if you are following the demo, I'll not tell you. So I have introduced these things. So if you want, I'll tell these things again. Otherwise, I'll be continuing the things after the demo. Mike?
Yeah. I'm here.
You want me to repeat the things that what I've told in demo, or you want something new to be told? Tell it.
Uh, so
You have so you
I
have watched my demo, right? So if you can ask me if there is any queries, you can
uh
tap.
okay. Yeah. Actually, I would like to go through the demo again. Yeah, from the beginning. Yeah, is that okay with you?
Sorry, can you pardon? I cannot. Can you
I
repeat
mean,
it again?
I would like to how to say to redo the demo again, like to just for me because for me I can just review it again. If I have some question, I can ask you. If that it's okay with you. Yeah.
Okay, you're asking me to take a demo.
Yeah. Can you please? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'll be repeating the most of the things that I have discussed in demo. So if you have any queries, you can ask. So we'll
Yeah.
continue.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
So, for example, when you want to design a simple calculator application, right? So when you want to design a simple calculator application, what you need, Mike? So for example, you want to design a calculator standalone application. So what a calculator does?
You mean what we need? You mean
So for example, I just want to do a calculator application, right? So what are the functionalities that a calculator will have?
Yeah, sure. We need like for example, we need a plus, right? We need a plus. We need a subtract, and we need like a multiply. I mean, those are function, I think, right? And we need the division, like a and something like that. And we need I think that's the basic function for as a calculator.
Okay.
In my understanding, yeah.
Okay. So you need, so I'm asking what are the functionalities that you have in a calculator? Whatever you said is required, but I'm asking what are the functionalities that you have in a calculator. So for example, you have add function, right?
Oh yeah. Add
So
like you're right. Add or like
you have an
you
add
can add, yeah, you can add, you can like you can minus,
subtract.
right? You can, yeah.
So you can do lot of these functionalities, right? So
Yes.
is that, can I write everything in one place?
Yeah, sure.
So, but what happens? So add will have own logic. So for example, when I want to do an addition, I need to, I will have different logic. When I want to do subtraction, I will have different logic. When I want to do a multiplication, I will have a different logic, right? So in that case, I cannot combine everything in one place, right? I cannot write all the code at one place, right?
Yeah.
You're getting, so for that, as of now, your requirement is to do a calculator. So when you want to do a calculator, you have this many requirements. So what you do, that requirements, you divide it into small tasks, so that every task is nothing but your method. I'm telling you how the method concept and why, what is a method. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
You're getting my, you're getting these things, right, Mike? You may know it,
Yes.
but I'm giving it as a clarity.
Yeah.
So why there is a method is nothing but when you have a big requirement. So when you have a huge requirement, you cannot write the whole code. For example, addition code and subtraction code. Every code I cannot able to write at one place. So what happens when you try, when I just want to, if I write everything at one place, when you want to do an addition, the remaining subtraction code also executes. That is not required, right? When you wanted addition, you want addition to be performed. You want subtraction, you want only subtraction to be performed. So in the whole event, you want, there are different logics, which different functionalities, which has different logic. Addition has different logic, subtraction has different logic, division has different logic. So in that case, whatever the logic that you have, so for example, addition logic, I'll be taking it as in one method. So subtraction logic, I'll take it in one method. So what happens? So the huge requirement, you are breaking into subparts by taking a method. So that is the concept of your method, right? So when you do a similarly a big application, right? So when you do a big application, you will have different methods, right? So same like when you do booking, so when you just visited on Amazon and you want to do a booking, so you just order a product, but internally there are a lot of steps will happen, right? So it is not like only ordering a product. So when you order a product, there will be some method or some class has to do ordering, and you need a thing nothing but booking. So after booking, it has to track your location. So before booking, it will track your location. After that, it has to be search your product, right? So and after such, so it has to mention you need to have some particular date, and you will have a delivery. For delivery, you will have one method. So for example, after receiving a delivery, you will receive a message that your delivery you have delivered. So for that you will have a one method or a one class. So this is nothing but when you have a huge requirements, you cannot write everything in one place. You just break that into different methods or different classes or a different again projects and packages you come everything. So but my whole point of whole point of you telling is nothing but when you have a big functionality, what you make that as a small pieces, right? So
Yeah.
I have to you are clear with this, Daniel? Sorry, you are clear with Mike, right?
Yes. Yes.
So here I am taking addition as functionality, so that I'll write my addition code in this. So to add the two numbers, I'm just so simply what I'm doing, I'm just doing an addition, right? And you want to do a subtraction. So for that you have a method called sub. So do you know how this method syntax? Do you want me to explain like the method how you write, Mike?
Yeah. Actually, yes. Actually, from the Can you please start from the beginning? Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I'm trying to start it from beginning only.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
so, so this is nothing but so your requirement is to do addition, right? So for doing an addition, what you need the three variables, right? So
Mm,
so what is a variable is something where it will store some value,
yeah.
uh,
Mm,
right? So for example, when you want to do an addition, you need three variables, right?
yeah.
So these are nothing but my three variables. So I'm removing it there. So I need a variable int a. So this is nothing but you are declaring a variable. So before a variable, what I'm writing this int is nothing but your data type. So in Java or C, you have a concept of data type. So what is this data type is? For example, I want to store some number. I want to store the number. Mike, can you tell the difference between these numbers?
Oh, yeah. So, like, how to say? The first one is like an integer, and the point two is like a floating. Float is different, like a
Yes.
yeah, and the third one is an integer also. The first one
Yes.
I think is long, or it's a different. The data type, the range is more, right? Something
Yes.
like that. But
Yes.
the second one is float.
Yes.
It's a different data type. Yeah.
Yes. So that's the reason they have given a data type. What is the meaning of a data type? Because for the value that so everything when you store in a computer, it will be stored in a form of memory, right? So the memory required to store 0.2 will be different from the memory required to store this number and the memory required to store this number. So if you see the memory required to store this number will be more. So assume that I just want to store that in a long, right? So
Yeah.
when I just store it in a long, it will be taking me the bytes, 8 bytes. So one byte equals to 8 bits, right? So then I'll be declaring that data type as long. I'm declaring a data. You can declare it as an int, but I'm declaring that as a long as a data type. So the memory for this number will be more. And this is not a number, so it will be in the form of float. So I'll be declaring that as a float. Or you have double also. That is also
Yeah,
one more aspect.
that's true. Yeah,
So
we also have that.
we have a separate data types concept actually. In that what is a memory and what are the different data types that we have? We discuss it. But as of now, I'm not telling all that. And one more thing, Mike. So my class will not be like mostly. I'll not tell in a order wise. So it is not like one concept that you finished and next this is the concept. I'll be telling in some flow, but what happens, when I'm explaining some concept, if there is some other concept comes, so that I'll be explaining and I'll come back here. I'll come back to the original concept, right? So when I
Okay.
was after the end of the class, you should be clear with all the topics that I've told you. So for
Sure.
example, I'm writing some int, some word over here. You should have that knowledge of that. I'll give that. So, but I'll not keep that as a separate topic. So I'll be telling you while we are going with the topic. So for example, right now we have started with a method concept, but I'm telling you the data type. But again, we'll go to a method and we'll again start with a method. You got this, Mike? Is it fine for you, right?
Yeah, sure. Just like you mentioned this, like we will. I got to your point. So is there like I mean, for just for the document part, like related to this Java course, uh, is there any document we will follow that, like outline something, or we will go on like this, like based on not it's I mean it will not be based on some like a PPT or some like documents. Uh, like
Uh,
my question is like yeah, because like in the demo, right? I watched the demo. Then I think in the beginning you was following a PPT, right?
yes,
Like
yes.
something like
So
so.
yes, yes.
I just wondering like which way we will be taking, like which we will have some like documents to follow that, or we will just based on what you will write, or some like what kind of
So mostly in my class I'll be not depending on PPT. So generally you open a PPT. So I'll be having a PPT. I'll do that, but it's not for all the concepts. So what I'll do is nothing but the notepad. I'll be writing it. I'll be explaining the concept and I'll be writing it in the flow. Even I'll be showing the PPT. It will be the both actually. So in what way you are comfortable in? I have both actually. So I have done with the PPT class, or I'll write the notes. So in what way you are comfortable? You are comfortable with PPT or writing notes by myself?
uh I, for me if because for me actually for me I prefer with like a document, yeah, that way, like but yeah, but I don't know, maybe this way is better, like for me it's both fine, but for me
Okay.
yeah, maybe for if you ask me myself, like because I think I go this traditional way like a lot of time. That's why. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You want to do PPTs?
If you don't have,
No,
I don't mind. I don't
no,
mind.
no.
Yeah.
I have PPTs also. So I have
Okay,
PPT.
okay.
So
Yeah,
it's
uh,
uh,
yeah. Like because this is our first session, it's just to I would like to discuss with you. Yeah, then yeah, there is
yes,
no
yes,
problem today
fine.
because the first time we meet, we like then we discuss, then we know which direction we can go, right?
Yes, yes. So yes, yes. So I'll be doing the both. And one more, as I told you in the beginning, this is one-on-one session, right, Mike? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll be comfortable and until you are comfortable. So it's I'll be giving the full choice to you. So how you want, I'll be telling you. So for example, it depends on your perspective. I'll be
Sure, sure.
so if for example you are not fine with this, you want to me give the go notes, or you want me to give the sometime anything, because it is not in a group, right? So the main purpose of being a one-on-one session is nothing but it is up to the comfortable of you.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, that's the reason, Suya. I would like to take a because I think like because for me, I can like ask more questions. Like yeah, like that's why I want to because it's more easy for me because I know I mean like Java I think it's not that simple like from my point of view. So that's why
Oh
I because if
no,
I want to understand well, there will be some questions. Yeah, because that's why I prefer one-on-one. Yeah, so that's
no,
what
no,
I
no,
talk
no,
to my. Yeah, yeah,
no, no issues, Mike. We will do. So it's up to you. That's the thing. And at any point of time, you can ask me the questions or you can stop me. It's not an issue. And you will be as I'm telling you, it's not like you initial stages you feel little difficult with Java, but when you are very good with the when you understand the core concepts, you will really understand and you will enjoy the Java. So even
Okay.
I try to do that. So it is not like the
Yeah. I hope it will come to me.
yes. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
even I whenever we learn the Java, whenever it's not only for the Java, whatever the things that we learn, we should be learning with some enthusiasm or some interest. So that makes the concept very good, right? It is not like
yeah,
we learn concept we got. So what I'll try to do in entire sessions, I'll try to interlink the things. So Java is it's not me that doing interlinking. So always the concept they have developed in a way that there is every topic has been interlinked. So what happens at one point of time you develop a lot of interest and you develop what enthusiasm and you, for example, when you see a movie, a theoretical thriller movie or something else, right? So how it will be, your Java should be like that. So that will be my perspective actually. So
yeah. I agree with you. Yeah, when like if something you have interested, then it's better
yeah,
to go later. Yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right.
even
Yeah, I
I'll
agree.
yes. See, even my sessions will be like it is not like I'll tell you the same flow. I'll ask you I'll make you to interact. You will be telling the answers, and what happens, so it will be deviating to you your outputs or your errors, our mistakes makes us to learn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. I totally agree with that.
Yes. So we'll do that. And if you see why we have that, so what's the data type you understood, but why we need a data type is because every variable or whatever you store will not have the same memory. So in computer perspective, it's a memory. So that's the reason you have a data type, right? And for example, if you want to store something, a number, sorry, a character or a string, so you have a data type of string. So I think you understood what is the data type.
Yes,
Here,
yes.
you
Yeah,
go
yeah,
in data type and A is a variable which will store some value. So now you want to do an addition, right? So for
yeah.
doing an addition, it will store the value. So as I told, now your requirement is to do a lot of things like addition you need to do, the multiplication you need to do, subtraction. So for that, you have taken a concept called method. So what you do in that method, you write the code, right? So
Mm.
if you remember me, my demo session, I told you what is the reason that they have introduced a method. So in case of assembly language, you don't have a method concept itself. So when you want to do an addition in assembly language, what they do, store A in some location 101 and store B in I assume that I'm writing my co-addition code in assembly language. So this is how the people write in assembly language and add location 101 and store it in location 103. So if you see do the simple addition logic, you have written the 3 lines of code. I think you understood. So to add the two numbers, this is what it's like in the set of commands that you have written to do an addition. But when you have 100 lines of code and assume that you want to do the same coding, you want to do the same, perform the same action, what you do? Again, you repeat this and you want to do the second third time what you do, you repeat that again, 4 lines of code. Here there is no concept of code reusability, right? So you are writing once and you are
Mm.
so it is not like you are writing once and using n number of times. For example, in application you need it for 10 times, you are doing the same coding, it's 10 times, you are repeating it for 10 times, it's useless. So it's like 3 into 4, 12 times you are wasting your 12 times your code gets increases. So simple addition looks like this. For example, when you do a big application, you need to write a lot of commands. So for that reason, what they have done, they have taken a concept called method and they moved this piece of code into a method. So that is a arrays of a method concept in. So this is a disadvantage, right? To overcome this disadvantage, they designed a concept called method. So this is your method. How I write and I close my method, I open my method, and I'm closing my method. right? So the signature of your method will be a return type, and if you, after writing a method, if I want to call any number of times, I can call this. So in my application, so if I do this, it calls and it gets executed. So your return type and the name of the method, this is your signature, right? So return type is nothing but when you are not returning anything. So after completing my execution of method, I'm not returning anything from this. So that's the reason I put it as void. And this add is the name of the method. That, so I'm not having any parameters. So we'll see what is a parameter. So while calling the method, so for example, I'm calling from here and I'm not passing any parameter. So that's the reason you have, this is nothing but a zero parameter, and this is my start of the method, and this is nothing but my close of. You understood, right? How I write a method, and this is nothing but you're calling this a number of times and it's going to execute. In that case, you are not doing the code repeatability. So you're not repeating the same code. So what you are achieving here, code reusability was achieved. Once you are writing it and you are using it in a number of times. I just want to add, do an addition 100 times. What I'll do 100 times, I'll just call the code, call the add method, and that add logic will be performed. So I'll not write that code again. Same piece of code, I'm not going to write it. So your code reusability was achieved in procedure language that was in your C. Is it clear, Mike?
Yeah. I just the store A in location, store B at the location, store logic. So this is the command you make, right? It's not like the Java syntax. It's just the you make a command, right? This is a
So
command.
this is in assembly language.
Assembly language.
That's what I'm telling. So before Java, before C, you have assembly language.
Oh yeah. I heard of that. Like yeah. Okay.
You have an assembly language. So what they do, they write the coding in the form of commands actually. So what happened, for example, in assembly language, you want to do addition, right? So when you want to do an addition in assembly language, so you write this code. So how I'm writing is nothing but I'm writing store some A in this location 101, store B in this location 102. So because A has some value, I think that store value something 3 it has. So to add the two numbers, you need 3 variables, right? So in assembly language, everything is in point of is in K. It will be it should be in the point of memory locations only, right? Assume that, and I'm writing a code in an assembly language. Store B, which has a value some code in this location, and when you want to add a numbers, what I need to do, I need to add the value present in that location, right? So I'm adding the location 101 and 102. So what it will do, it will add some 7. So right, that 7 value you are storing it in some other location. So so whenever you want that 7 value, you will access this location and you will get the value. So this is how they have written the code when there is an assembly language. You understood, Mike? This?
Yeah. Now, yeah. So okay. It's a assembly language. I see. Yeah.
It's not a Java. It is not a C. It is not a Java. So what is the disadvantage here is nothing but what I'm telling. When you do an application, when you do a big application, assume that that application has some 100 lines of code, right? So when you are
I see. you because in assembly language the disadvantage is you just shoot me. I think you need to repeat a lot, and I think it's better for the performance, right?
Yes, yes. So whenever I want to do an addition, what I need to do again, I need to write these 4 lines of code. It is like repeating, right? So
Yes,
in an
yes.
application, when you want to do an addition for 3 times, you how many times you need to write? 3 times, because in when they do an assembly language, there is a no concept of method.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yes,
Okay?
yes.
So there is a method was not there. So when the method was not there, this is a disadvantage.
Yeah,
Right? So to overcome this disadvantage, some language they designed, that is your procedure language, your C, right? I'm not talking about Java. Now you, for that reason, they have designed a language that is your C language they designed. That is your procedure language.
yeah.
So what they done in that procedure language, this 4 lines of code. So this addition, they moved into a, they have come up with a concept called
Method.
method.
I see.
And in that method, they put these 4 lines. So to do the addition, what I done here, I am just taking, so then there is a introduction of variable came, then there is an introduction of data type came. So all this introduced in the procedure language. In assembly language, there is no data type, there is no variable, nothing was there.
Yeah.
So, so this is a scenario they've seen. This is a problem they have. So some language has to design to overcome this problem. So then they designed the procedure language. In that they introduced the method concept, they introduced variable, they introduced data, everything came. So how they do when they want to do an addition? So they understood that we will take a concept called variable, which will store a value. We'll take a concept called data type, which will what it will do, it will tell the memory for the variable that is storing, and they will do simple addition. And to do that, we write it in a method. So when you write it in a method itself, you are going to call it a number of times and it is going to execute. That is very simple, right? So how you do that reusability will be achieved when you move this to a method itself. So your add is a method and they have written it like this. So whenever you want to, for example, you have 100 lines of code, I'm using this at the 4th line, and I want to use the same addition in some 66th line. So this is my 66th line. I just want to do that addition. So what I will do, instead of writing 4 lines of code, I'm just calling that add method. So what it will do, it will go and it will execute this code and it will come back. So that is how they designed it. So here what you achieved code reusability. You are writing once and executing many times. So I just want to use it some 77th line. Again, what you do, instead of writing it 4 times, you just call that. If it is an assembly language, again I need to do that. So repeating was reduced in procedure language. And I'm telling you the syntax of a method. So what is the syntax they designed? So this is your method, right? Void. So here the syntax of your method will be return type and next name of the method, right? And if you have any return type, you need to return that. So for example, after completing my method, I don't want to return anything. For example, you are so in the 66th line you are calling this add method. So what happens? It comes over here and it starts executing. So it will take a value, 5 value, and it is going to store that. So after completing your execution, you don't want to return anything to this 66th line from where it is called. So whenever you don't want to return anything after completing your execution, you write with int. Sorry, you write with void. If you're writing void after complete execution of your method, you are not returning anything. So then you write it as void. And if you want to return something, so then what I'll do, I'll write it as int. So when I write it as int, then what I need to do, I need to return something after completing your execution. It means, so for what happens when you call this, so where it will come over here and it will start executing that, right? And after executing that, you want to return something. What I mentioned here, int I mentioned, it means I need to return a number, int number. So where it will go? It will go to the caller. Who called here? He called it from here. Assume that I have one more method. I called from another method. This is also a method, right?
Mm.
Void m1. So return type void, name of the method, opening a braces of a method, and closing the braces. So from inside a method only, you will call another method, right? So here I am calling which method? Add method. So when I call an add method, what happens? It will go to this add method, and after going an add method, it will complete execution, whatever the logic that is written. So after completing what you are returning a number because you just said is an int. So what you return here? You return here a number again. So here you get that value. So if you don't want to return anything, so here you are calling it, right? So after when I calling after completing, don't see this. So I'm calling here, and if I want to, after executing this, if you return 2, that 2 comes here, and you don't want this to happen. So then you write this as void. So when you write it as void, there will be no return. It will not return anything. Are you okay with this concept, Mike? What is void? What is int?
Yeah. Yes. The concept. I got the concept. Yes. Yeah, I got the concept. Yeah. When I think when I practice in future, then I will get the result. I can see the result. But now I got. I think I got the concept.
Okay, here what I need to return then? In this case, I have a return type of string.
You need to write return.
Return.
Then give a string. I think.
If I give like this, it will show me error.
Arrow. Yeah. You should return a string.
String.
Yeah.
So if I have a float, whatever I have, I need to return after float some m2.
Yeah, you need in this case you should return you return a float number like a return 0.2, right? Something like that.
Yes, return some point like that.
Okay.
So you got that what? So here even you have a parameters actually. So inside the method, so here if you see here what when you declare a method, this is nothing but your method declaration, and this is nothing but you're calling the method. So it will start executing and it will come over here. So when you're calling a method, you have a brackets, right? Closed brackets and open brackets. Inside that, you are not having any numbers. You are not having any data type. So that you call it as zero parameter. You have parameter and zero parameter. For example, by calling itself, while passing, I'm not passing any numbers, right? So, but you have a requirement that while calling itself, I just want to pass some int value. When I'm calling my add method, I want to pass some 2 value. I want to pass some 3 value, right? So then you need to declare here it as that value. What you are passing 3. That what is that? Int data type. So that's the reason you have holding with int, and this a will hold that 3. So it's like while calling that add method itself, you want to pass the values dynamically. So for example, if you don't have any return type, what happens? I'll declare the values here itself. Int a equals to 5 and int b equals to some 6, right? But you want to call add method again. I'm calling that add method again. I want to call that add method again. So if you are doing add for 10 times also, what is the A and B values? 5 and 6, right? So they are not changing. But generally, when you do a program, you will give the addition the same numbers? No, right? Every time you give the different numbers, right?
Yeah.
So for that, you require a parameter concept. For example, when for every addition operation, you want a new value, then you have you will be doing with the parameters. So what I'll do?
Yeah.
I'll pass the parameters 3, 3 first time. So
Yeah.
I'll be declaring it here it as int a, comma int b. So
Yeah.
then I'll give that. I'll just add that a as well as b. So it is not require me to declare again here.
Yeah.
So you know the difference between declaration and assignment, Mike? What is declaration? What is assignment?
Declaration.
So
Yeah.
here I'm
Actually, Suya, yeah, sorry to interrupt you because I have to go out to pick up something. Yeah, can we stop here today? Like then we will continue tomorrow. It's okay. Sorry for that.
no, it's okay. So I have not seen the time actually. So when you are
Yeah.
just let me know, because what happens sometimes I'll not see the time. I'll just go on that. So
Yeah. I see.
so
Okay.
okay. So as of now, you are clear.
Yeah. It's good. Thank you. We will continue today. Just for tomorrow, you said that we can follow some PPT or something, right? And then we can go like that way, right?
Yes. So we'll follow that PPT tomorrow. Even I have.
Okay.
So what I thought is nothing but in the I have told you the many concepts that I have told in a demo itself, right?
Yes.
So because, so that's the reason I have not used the same PPT, because I think you have saw that PPT. So what I suggest is nothing but even you can just go through the demo once again. That was, I think it's a public one. You can go to the demo once again, because I'll be telling you even the basics that whatever discussed itself. So you have any doubts or something, you can go. If you have any doubts, you can ask even tomorrow, right? So
Sure.
whatever you saw in the demo, you just go through once again. You can ask me tomorrow also.
Okay. Yeah, sure. And yeah, sure. And just for okay. And just one question, like we will use Eclipse, right? For the future like session, like for your for your show,
Yes.
and right for and okay. Because now I see like we are using the notepad, but like in the future session we will use like Eclipse, right? To see
I have
because
not started programming, right? So you can see my Eclipse, right? So generally I use this all the projects that I was telling. You can see me that Eclipse that I opened.
Yeah.
So generally we use this Eclipse only. I think you have different ideas like IntelliJ, but mostly we'll be using Eclipse.
Yeah, sure. Eclipse. I mean, my point is, yeah, I'm totally fine with Eclipse. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah.
And today I have not telling you because we didn't started the class, right? I have not done any
Just
program.
sure.
Yeah.
It's just for some concept. I got you.
Oh, okay, Mike. Then we'll
Yes.
have a nice day. We'll meet
You
tomorrow.
too. Have a good night. So we will connect tomorrow same time.
Same time, right? Okay. You can use the same link.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Okay.
Even I think if you want, you can get this recording. I'll ask Anita or someone to share this recording to you.
Yeah.
You,
Please. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Please.
you want this recording?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll ask them to send this recording even. So you can even before class, even you can just go through this.
Okay. Yeah. We will discuss tomorrow then. Okay. Have a good night. Thank you. Thank you for your time today.
Okay.
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 See you. Bye for now.
Bye.